I was about to make my shaken espresso, but I got this comment and I wanted to talk about it. So I'm also gonna show you everything I use to bake or tackle my sourdough starter, my doughs, all that stuff. But first, let's go make coffee. Here we are. An end of an era, my last Darkon. The aroma of this coffee compares to nothing. She is stunning. So can we just talk about how cute these are? I made a hot chocolate in it a couple months ago in the winter. I just thought it was like full Christmas vibes. Now it's the shaken espresso glass. Some cinnamon, some ice. I truly believe the more the better. Give it a good and long shake. That is good froth. I got my heavy cream. And there is a very thick foamy layer on top. Look at that, it's like whipped cream. Perfect. We have a cloud. We need the cloud. Wow, that cloud really won't budge. Okay, so now that the coffee has been made and it's beautiful, what can I say? Now let's talk sourdough equipment. For my sourdough starter, I always store it in either large or small jars, depending on how much I need for that particular recipe. If I'm doing like a small batch of something or just one loaf and I need, let's say, 150 grams of starter, I'll use a smaller mason jar. But if I need oodles and caboodles of active starter because I'm doing a double batch of something, I'll use these so they have a lot more room and I can get a lot more starter. When my starter is basically rising and I'm letting it sit on the counter for a few hours, this lid is like a 2-piece. So I take this off, take a piece of paper towel and I dampen it with some water, and I basically put this over the paper towel and seal it and into my microwave just so it contains its heat and warmth, because I feed my starter with warm water. So that's how I get a really good, like, let's say, breeding ground. And my starter is crazy. It rises in like 2 to 3 hours. It's incredible. That's for jars. For reference, I have my starter active right now. It's really ripe and I'm gonna bake something with it. But I had a rubber band here. That's how much it grew in just like 2.5, 3 hours. And this is what I do with the paper towel to kind of like seal it, but the starter can still breathe because you don't want to like suffocate it. When it comes to feeding your starter, stirring it, and then the process of making your bread, I always use a bread whisk. I use this to combine the water and the starter, give it a good whisk, and then throw in the flour. I do a little bit of mixing with this just to get the initial dough started. This is really handy, but you definitely don't need it because just using your hand works just as well. Dough scrapers, bench scrapers, whatever you want to call it. I've had this one for a very long time. I always thought I liked metal better, but when it comes to scraping down a bowl, I like plastic. It's a better shape and it kind of bends. But if I'm scraping something off the counter, I will always take metal. I just find it works better. So having both is kind of handy. Or if you want to like cut the dough in pieces, I think metal is a lot better. And then feeding your starter, I just use a wooden spoon. This is actually like a cutlery wooden spoon, the perfect size for my jars, and it's nice and sturdy. I find that I get a good even mix with this. And then I'll scrape down my starter from my jar with this. Very simple. Starter jars can get very dirty, I've realized, and crust up really badly. So I like to change